just moving it to the cloud doesn't necessarily unravel all that spaghetti. It moves it from one bowl to another, and so it's the systems that's that causes the problem. So whether it's in the cloud or on premise.
I would say a bank, if it's working 99.99999% of the time, that's not good enough. Money is such an emotive thing for people. If they're not, if it goes wrong, yeah, they're absolutely livid straight away.
Yeah, and you're 99.99. In fact, availability's got to be, several nines higher. But if you think about what we do, the data quality problem in trading, if you're doing 1 million trades a day, and 0.5% are wrong, that's an awful lot of trades. And that means people are fixing them when they could be doing other things, could be innovating, could be doing client work. So
just for scale,
percentages make a huge difference.
Just for scale, how many? What's the most number of transactions that you've seen a day? But what kind of sort of scale are we talking?
I mean, some of our clients process several hundred million transactions through our technology every day.
Wow.
That's at the extreme end. And
I can do some of this bit, can't I?
A little bit. Go a little bit there, like that.
You hold my hand, make sure I do it right.
Yeah. That's it.
There we go.
There you go, yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
Somehow, this is not particularly reassuring, gentlemen.
He's holding my hand. He's making sure I'm kept in check. That's so. If there's several hundred million happening a day, 0.1% are wrong, that is still a couple of million.
No, exactly. Just do the maths and.
A couple of million? Well, a couple of 100,000, which is still.
Right, and if you and it's worse if the markets are volatile. So you think about what happened during the COVID period. A lot of volatility. Massive volumes of trading. The data quality gets worse.
Why was that? Why was more people trading during lockdown?
Well, they're moving out of some equities. They're moving out of particular asset classes.
Yeah.
They're moving their wealth around, and to get it to places that they think is going to be
beneficial,
safer, lower risk, better returns, or protect the downside. So
So basically, everyone investing in Pfizer.
you might say that. I couldn't possibly. But yeah,
I think at the time it was everybody was trying to throw a quick buck and going on the old GameStop back in January of 21, wasn't it?
Exactly, things like that, or the mini budget, infamous mini budget. So when things get stressed, data quality reduces, and what comes out the back end are more things for banks to fix, and that often means they've got hundreds and in some cases thousands of people, in some offshore center or environment where they're just trying to work out what went wrong and fix all these things. So if you can make a tiny improvement in the percentage of automation and matching and straight through processing, that makes a huge difference to what happens elsewhere in their world.
I want to go back to this spaghetti element, because if you look at even something such as data management outside of trading, data management, you have your data center on-prem, it gets more and more complex, and then all of a sudden comes a bit of a moonshot where you can have something like an AWS, and it just makes everything so much easier, untangles a huge amount. Why has something like that not happened post-trade, and what would it take for it to happen, to rather than have a big bowl of spaghetti, you just have one massive noodle?
Well, this analogy has been stretched a bit now,
it really has.
I mean, just moving it to the cloud doesn't necessarily unravel all that spaghetti. It moves it from one bowl to another, and so it's the systems that's that causes the problem. So whether it's in the cloud or on premise. But I think the banks are moving slowly. Certain things are moving to cloud. But if you look at that reconciliation process that we were describing earlier, data is coming in from, in some cases, tens and hundreds of different systems, internal and external. It's got to come together somewhere for the process of matching, and some of that data is highly confidential. So, and some of it needs to be in certain jurisdictions, i.e. countries. So, for the big global banks, sometimes the complexity of figuring through the regulatory, the security issues means actually doing it on-prem is actually faster. Not necessarily where they want to be, but solving problems in a reliable way. But it's happening, it is moving.